Alright guys, welcome back. This is ESL One Hamburg 2017. This is the NA Semifinals for the closed qualifiers. We've got Team M19 versus Team Spirit. Team Spirit actually taking game number 1 using a particularly mobile and disgusting Pugna pick, actually, plus the fact that they also picked up the Venomancer. So I'm actually really surprised to see that neither of these heroes have actually been banned out from the side of M19.
I mean, the Night Stalker also did a lot of work, so they're going to put a particular emphasis on that. There were a lot of clutch silences that came out. The Void was really nice, and so they're going to put pressure on that. They're also going to ban out the IO, which this region just is so sick of. Between IO, AA, and Nature's Prophet, who did actually slip through the draft, we are going to see the AA actually get picked up and followed immediately by the Earth Spirit.
They have a Venomancer, though, again. I'm not sure if this is going to be DK Phobos, who's going to be running in the offlane, if they send it towards mid, but they open with a very similar draft here. We saw Clockwork in game number 1. We saw the Venomancer, too. Like, I'm not sure what M19's doing here. They're giving them a run back, and that's pretty scary. The Enchantress does get banned out here, though, so we won't be seeing that, but they do ban out Pikachu's Broodmother.
I mean, the really scary thing for M19 here is they've just revealed both of their supports. Like, this is their supports. So unless they draft, you know, much stronger, more reliable disables in their cores, something like a Faceless Void, or, you know, somebody like an Invoker that has a lot of crowd control, this is it for supports. You can very easily draft around it. A lot of teams will opt to draft the offlaner or sometimes even the safe laner in the first two, so that you still have that option for a flexible support pick. This opens up Team Spirit's draft quite a bit.
Definitely, and we have very ambiguous picks coming out again. Like you said, for Team Spirit, you've got a Venomancer that can be run in pretty much any lane at this point. You could do a safe lane farming one, you could do mid, you could send it in the off lane. Clockwork, of course, can be used as a roaming 4, can be used in the off lane as well. So they haven't revealed much, whereas M19, again, got both of those supports up front and center. You know exactly what to expect from that, and you can draft around accordingly. So F&G probably putting a lot of thought into that as he goes in with this band.
Yeah, probably going to see the Necro get banned out here too. Another hero. They banned out the Enchantress first. Necro, another hero that benefits greatly from, not having to worry about AA. Lots of regen. The synergy between Reaper's Scythe and both Ice Vortex and Ice Blast is really scary. But they're actually going to opt to target Phonic completely, banning out his Batrider in game 2.
Oh, they banned out the Darkseer previously in game number 1, and we also see it here in this game as well. Just trying to shut down Phonic, I guess, is the name of the game coming out from Spirit. No Darkseer, no Enchantress, no Batrider. That doesn't leave you with a lot of offlane choices. Maybe the Sand King, but not really, you know, his favorite heroes to be playing, because they're all taken out already. I'm interested to see, too, if we're going to see a Pugna. Because, I mean, I get it. You don't want Pikachu to get that... Oh, it's not actually, rather, you don't want to see the Broodmother coming out, but at the same time, do you really want to see the Pugna instead? They do pick up the Mirana. I'm guessing that this is going to be for Pikachu yet again.
Yeah, that'll probably be the mid lane Mirana. She can be played in the safe lane, but she just benefits so much from getting a bottle, getting those early runes, that safe lane, while it does happen, is much less common than the mid lane. So that'll probably be Pikachu's hero, leaving Nyx and Phonic open on the draft. Probably debating whether or not they want to grab the Necro right now, or see if Team Spirit leaves it as an option. We are going to see the Bane again.
This is going to be the same exact draft coming out from Team Spirit.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I know, but I can't believe that M19 is going to let them do this, unless they're feeling really confident that they can shut them down.
I mean,
I'm mildly concerned here.
The difference is now that they have the Earth Spirit, which is a lot of long-range silence and stun to help interrupt the Fiend's Grip. They didn't really get away to shut down those Fiend's Grip in the early game. It was pretty much just like Mirana arrows and the occasional Fiend's Grip, but not really able to shut down that Fiend's Grip is going to be really, really key. That's why they probably feel comfortable not banning it out here.
I don't know. I'm just concerned because Clockwork's positioning has been pretty good for the side of Team Spirit, so I'm worried that, you know, yeah, you can roll in and you can go up against the Bane, but I'm guessing he's going to be targeting Earth Spirit pretty heavily just to make sure that, you know, Bane can get what he needs. And also, you know, it's a lot about positioning, right? You want to make sure that your Bane is, you know, he's only got a certain amount of cast range, but...
Weaver.
I
They
think
are
about
going to see
Weaver,
the Weaver
too.
hero. That's a pretty scary pick into the Bane.
Yeah,
all
it's
things
really,
considered.
really scary.
It's a lot. That's a lot of lockdown for a Weaver, especially into the clockwork as well. And then you have the damage getting pumped in by Venomancer. Even if you time lapse, I don't think you get rid of Gale, and you
No.
definitely don't get rid of Poison Nova. And so even if you time lapse, a lot of that damage is still going to be persistent through, and you're going to actually go back, grab the Anti-Mage. And this is kind of what we were talking about when we saw the Earth Spirit and the Ancient Apparition. They know what the lockdown are. They know what the disables are. So now they feel comfortable with this lack of reliable stun. That's the thing. They do have lockdown. They do have stuns, but it's not reliable. These are all skill shot heroes. So even Anti-Mage is just going to, you know, blink around doing whatever he wants.
I feel like this Anti-Mage is going to have the time of his life. ILTW just is going to be having a great time in this game so far based off of this draft. And that's very, very scary for M19 because you do not want to let an Anti-Mage start getting ahead.
I mean, they're going to be able to put pressure, a lot of pressure on him in the laning phase. That's not really the big issue. Once he gets his Battle Fury, once he gets his Manta style, once he gets his Manta, they don't have an answer for him. The best answer in the early game is going to be Earth Spirit Silence into Earth Spirit Stun with a Mirana follow-up.
That's
and
so many
probably
pieces
AA
that have to fit together exactly, though. Like, that's the thing, is their draft's just more difficult to pull off, whereas the side of Team Spirit, it's just click on a hero, there we go. You're Fiend Script, you're Nightmared. Do you have to land that Gale? Well, you know, but... Poison Nova, you just get in the middle of them. We used to joke, when Venomancer was not in the meta, we used to call them discount techies. Because, you know, techies would go run in and suicide before, you know, they rework that and get a kill. Venomancer, you know, he runs in and he doesn't get that kill instantly. But he is a biological weapon, so... I don't know. I'm a little worried for the side of M19.
The ease of execution is definitely in Team Spirit's favor right now. It's going to have to be a really, really nice pick coming out from M19. Invoker is pretty much out of the question right now. Way too much early pressure coming out. Pichu, but
for M19, they've already got their mid. They're going to use the Marana.
Yeah, they need the
Weaver.
Funnic hero.
Yeah, they need the Funnic
could
hero.
actually do. They could do Funnic Marana. It is not very common, but it actually has been something that the region has experimented with a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm just checking right now.
That's going to be the solution, though, to this issue. Yeah, she's got leap, but Bane just sits real patient. He just waits for her to get the leap and then immediately puts her into that...
Bounty
yeah. All right, we got a bounty hunter here. Okay, so bounty
that's going to be the
so DK Phobos.
Iceberg.
What?
Yeah, DK Phobos, Clockwork, and the
yeah.
Iceberg Venomancer. And that's even more snowball potential. This is really good for Protect 1 Dota, or, you know, makes in the sense that they're going to just run around as these heroes and let Anti-Mage be on the other side of the map, free farming, getting everything he wants. Now they need a Funnic hero that can deal with all this. I mean, Underlord kind of comes to mind. It's good against the Anti-Mage in the lane. It builds a pipe and a mech naturally. I am still a little bit worried about it, though, going against a core Venomancer, like a mid lane Venomancer. I don't know. That's the best thing I can think of. If they want to really commit to Pikachu on this Marana, then Funnic probably has to go something really tanky, like... Yeah,
here we go, moment of truth. It's going to be a Legion Commander. It's a good lockdown, though, for the Anti-Mage. It's a little scary because, of course, we've got a Biver Bane, who's going to make sure that Legion really can't get much stuff off during these duels. So it's going to be very important that, you know, if Funnic goes in for a duel, someone's got to be paying attention to where Biver is, because they can't allow the Fiend's Grip, the Nightmare, whatever, to be coming out and just canceling that, because otherwise Funnic's just going to be a sit and duck.
The other thing that is nice about the Legion is that you can use Press the Attack to remove a lot of Bane's shenanigans.
That's true.
So Fiend's Grip, Nightmare, you can just press the attack and those will disappear. But I mean, other than that, it's still going to be a really, really tough game for M19. Ease of execution was definitely in favor of Team Spirit.
Is it just me, or does Funnic and FNG look like they belong to the same tribe or whatever, with all of this red and gold particles? Good lord.
Yeah, definitely. The hats are real. for both of these teams.
Looks like they actually do yeah, they trade off. All right, DK Phobos is going to be playing the Bounty Hunter, and FNG will be playing the Clockwork.
Is this a core Bounty Hunter? Is that what's happening here?
I don't know.
Either that or DK Phobos is just like, I'm more comfortable on the Bounty Hunter. I mean, I don't know.
Well, we're going to find out very soon when we get into this match here. But yeah, that's a kind of an interesting swap that just occurred. I was not expecting that. All right, guys, here we go into game number 2.
I'm really curious if they're going to run this as either the off-lane Bounty Hunter or if this is going to be like a complete role swap on the side of Team Spirit. We'll have to see what they decide to do. Nope, that's a core Bounty Hunter.
All right. This is interesting to say the least. Not something that you see very often. Yeah, we already see some harass coming out here over onto Yume. FNG has spotted him out here. Couple hits. Of course, Clockwork being a little bit more tanky. More than happy to trade. Alright, so first game of the series going over to Team Spirit, and we're in game 2. Time to see if they can even up the score here over on the side of M19. Already being able to get a nice D ward. Ancient Apparition happily taking that gold. Funna kind of hanging out over here in the trees. Doesn't want to reveal himself in case they've decided to go for a gank or whatnot.
Yeah, they don't want to reveal their aggressive lane. They're throwing the Weaver up against the anti-mage, trying to get that early pressure going on. But it looks like Team Spirit is going to see this coming or sense this coming, and they're going to swap those out. So it's going to be ILTW down bottom with the Biver Bane. Iceberg, of course, sitting mid.
It's a smart dodge. You definitely, you know, want your anti-mage to be getting what he needs without the massive amounts of harass. But already we're seeing the trade. They've gotten wise to it. They're like, all right, fine. We'll just send Nyx bottom. No problem. Now, this is a classic combo right here, Forge. This is the double hit Weaver with, of course, the Chilling Touch. Now, he hasn't taken that. He's opted actually to go for the Shikuchi first, which makes sense.
I mean, once level 2 hits, though, most Weavers will grab
gross.
Geminate level 2. And it's going to be really tough. Anti-Mage does have a lot of regen, though. He's got 7 tangos. He's going to have the PMS very quickly. And Biver is going to be able to trade extremely effectively with both the support and the Weaver.
So it's going to be a game of harass down here in the bot lane. This is not the easiest lane, obviously, for ILTW to deal with. There's a lot of damage being pumped out here from Muriel and, of course, Nyx being both ranged heroes here. So, like you said, though, he seems that he was aware that this was going to be kind of a difficult lane, has brought plenty of tangos. Meanwhile, over here in mid, this is just going to be really, really difficult, I feel. Because once this Venomancer, you know, he started off with a Poison Sting, pretty standard stuff. But if he decides to go for that Gale and he gets it off over onto the Mirana.
It's going to be tough for the early levels, but okay, they're actually going to do a lane swap. ILTW is going to head top to deal with the Legion Commander, and they're going to send nobody down bottom just yet.
Game of swaps. I mean, Biver in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, there it is. There's a Chilling Touch. Yume coming forward here, trying to slow him down just a little bit. They needed maybe one more hit. Biver actually going to be able to pull himself back. He's out of regen, though, so he's going to need to go all the way home.
And DK Phobos, I mean, he's just not really getting a whole lot done here. I'm really confused as to why they swapped this out so that FNG was on the Clockwork.
You're a little quiet, Forge, just a heads up.
Okay, my apologies, everybody.
Looks like another trade coming up again. They just want to make sure that this AM cannot farm comfortably. And I think that's very, very smart because they realize, you know, they don't have the best lockdown for him. You know, they've got the duel that they could possibly try to use, but they have to be aware of the Bane. They have to be aware of a lot of other people who can interrupt that duel. Look at all these wards over here in mid. Ugh. Gross.
This is twice now Team Spirit's opted to go for the more wards build as opposed to the Gale. I guess
There's a little bit of a trap over here. FNG's in a lot of trouble. He found himself a Muriel and thought he'd be able to do something with it, but it looks like he's actually going to get taken down by Nyx. Now Muriel in a little bit of trouble here. DK Phobos, he's trying to get this final hit. There's some body blocks coming out here from Yume. They're trying to just find the right angle so that way he can't get around. And they did have that sentry ward, so Muriel's actually going to be able to walk away from this engagement. And they've just left Biver down here by himself. The offlane
Offlane Bane,
Bane.
guys. New meta.
New meta, yeah. You've seen it first here at ESL One Hamburg Quals.
Yeah. I mean, first it was, the other day it was the offlane Winter Wyvern, but now we've got offlane Bane coming back into the meta, I guess.
Coming back into the meta? When was it in the meta?
In everybody's nightmares, Boxy.
Everyone's nightmares. Yeah, I get it. I see what you did there, Bane. Nightmares. Yeah, Pikachu's struggling a little bit over here in the mid lane. His tangos are on cooldown, but look at all these wards that Iceberg just keeps placing down here.
Yeah, it's only going to get tougher too. As the levels get higher, the wards are going to get tankier, and Lana just can't deal with it. So much damage coming out, both from the poison sting as well as the wards themselves.
DK Phobos is just tapping Yume, just running around and like, hey, what's up? What you doing? I'm here to help.
Yeah, Fiverr pings out a regen rune, so looks like DK Phobos is going to go fill up on his mana real quick, and then I guess they're going to try and kill this Phonic Legion Commander?
I'm not sure they're going to be able to deal with that, but I know Viper going to be able to get a couple last hits here in lane. It's not the ideal setup for him here, but getting quite a bit out of it. Steals a little bit of that health right back away from Phonic. And we will see, you know, DK Phobos, like you said, come bottom. It's just going to poke him at the very least. A couple more hits here.
They actually might be able to get this kill. Brain Sap does a lot of damage.
Oh, he was looking for that Nightmare too. If they had gotten the Nightmare off and the Brain Sap closed the gap, that could have been very, very bad for Phonic. But got the army of wards over here in mid coming out here from Iceberg. But look how slow Pikachu is trying to run away from all this, and he can't just hit all those wards, you know? There's just too many of them. It's too much damage. Meanwhile, though, Phonic actually gets the kill onto FNG, but there's the follow-up coming out. Phonic gets taken down, and then, oh boy, alright, every single lane is having a kill going on right now. I was looking bottom. Alright, this is the third time that Anti-Mage has lane swapped to adjust?
I think so, yeah. Third or fourth. I mean,
Yume making his way bot.
He's got his Ring of Health now, so at least he can stay in lane.
Ooh, Yume. Oh, the Nightmare just in the nick of time. We'll be able to go ahead, grab Yume. He's going to try to make his way over to the shrine. The arrow comes in, does land over onto FNG. The TPs are coming out. They're not going to be able to get him with that shrine regen. Now they're turning it back around. FNG in a little bit of trouble here. Going to have to run himself back, and he does get taken down by a Starstorm. DK Phobos has decided it is now time to leave this part of the jungle. But we'll keep an eye on Muriel. Could opt to just go and cancel that clarity. Yeah, he'll come around the side here, get a couple right clicks off, trying to just get away. And immediately Biver comes up. He's got the Brain Sap. We'll be able to get a kill.
They need to find some kind of action on the map, draw the supports around, keep ILTW safe, and keep Iceberg safe, because those are really the only answers that Team Spirit has.
Oh
wow.
Man, Pikachu, he gets the kill over onto Iceberg in the meanwhile. Look at all these wards here. Yume looks like he took a lot of poison to the face. Yeah, and FNG comes around the corner. Gonna just take some of that sweet, sweet XP while his Venomancer is still down.
Top is completely unfarmed though. There's nobody up here farming this.
This is kind of a weird game. Like, they just keep switching around, trying to adjust their lanes because they want to make sure that Anti-Mage can get what he needs, but Weaver just literally following him around the map. It's a pesky little bug.
Oh, he just does so well against Anti-Mage in the early game.
Oh, first duel. Can they get it? They will. They'll get their first duel damage onto Phonic.
This game is just going to be so hard for Team Spirit. DK Phobos is going to start farming up a little bit. He's going to get his levels. Closing in on those arcane boots. Once he gets that and track online, they can start maybe going for kills. Once track's online, you group up with your Venomancer, you go with your Bane, you look for kills. I'm making it out.
Bottom lane, look at this ILTW just having so much trouble staying in this lane. It's just too much harass coming out. He's got his Ring of Health, luckily, so he's going to be able to get some of that regen, but he just can't find any safe place to really go and get what he needs done.
I'm not sure if Yume saw FNG there or not, but FNG just hiding around the corner, snagging this
Super
rune.
fast.
Does not look like he spotted him as he runs right back to the rune spot, but does grab himself a haste rune. Maybe they go for a kill on NT here.
This is a nice big stack over here too. Now they'll move forward. They'll be able to roll in throughout the silence, follow up with the Shikuchi damage and the cold feet, trying to slow him down a little bit. He's going to be able to blink himself out though. And Bane comes forward, will be able to go ahead throughout the Nightmare and protect his anti-mage. In fact, Clockwork coming forward will be able to go ahead, get the battery assault off. They're looking to try to get that Mana Void off. We'll get it. And FNG though still gets that last hit on the kill.
Typical anti-mage players, always trying to snag the last
hit.
hit.
He needs help. He is having a rough game here because they're just following him non-stop and trying to put pressure, which is exactly what M19 is supposed to be doing right now. So good on them, but at the same time, I can understand him wanting to snag that that kill.
Yeah, no, 100%. I completely kid. DK Phobos does have his Arcane Boots online, so he's now actually a lot more sustainable. They can maybe go for a kill on this AA. I don't think they can kill the Weaver, but definitely kill AA.
Well, they do get a Nightmare though over onto the Weaver. It's not quite 6 yet either, but
that was well played by Muriel. He knows as soon as Nyx goes for the, as soon as Nyx gets Nightmared, he just, you know, I'll take it off of you. I'm closer to the tower. You're more valuable than me. If they go on me, it's not a big deal. So.
Do see a lot of the Dire heroes making their way bottom though, trying to put a lot of pressure down and just kind of keep their anti-mage safe because they know that he's a high priority target. They're going to try to follow him around and mess with him as much as possible, so they're devoting a lot of their resources just to keeping him away and out of harm's way. You do have Yume and Muriel though standing nearby because they do want to jump over. Should be able to go ahead, pull this creep wave over. He's gonna, yeah, his supports have left him now. I mean, he's got to find someplace else to farm.
The really scary thing is that Funnick's about to get Blink Dagger. Once he clears these creeps up here, he's going to have Blink. And then Anti-Mage's life is just hell. Anytime Funnick's off the map, he has to be worried about getting jumped.
I think that's the other thing now is that Bane's gonna have to follow him around for the most part, you know, and babysit this anti-mage. And it's tough because it's not even laning phase anymore. We're having him, you know, go around the jungle. Anti-mage, of course, very efficient jungler, being able to blink from camp to camp. Bane can't really do that and follow because at the same time, it's very important that anti-mage is getting his levels. And you don't want a Bane just following you around, sapping them. I guess he could like stand nearby and try to keep stacking, but look at this big stack down here. Meanwhile, they do get the kill over onto Iceberg. Was there dual damage that got onto that as well?
No, it was just it was blink forward from Funnick, roll in from the Earth Spirit, but no level 6 yet, so we didn't have any extra damage to really pump into it. Did get the kill, but no.
Top lane. Gonna be able to go ahead, stun up FNG. The arrow comes in, and Pikachu will be able to get himself a nice kill on a robot.
Man, it never ceases to amaze me some of the plays that these Earth Spirit players can get off. Just like the silences and the kicks while they're rolling.
They still get it! The Orb of Venom gets the last hit. Oh my goodness. That was so close. I thought he was Shikuchi'd out. I figured he was safe, and it just that last little tick of damage was able to take him down.
That was probably one of the funniest, clowniest changes to Orb of Venom was when they gave it that 5 damage boost. Or I guess damage boost to 5.
DK Phobos, he's got information over here that there's several heroes. I'm not sure if they're going to want to move on this. There's going to be the hook shot coming out here over onto Yume. Nice duel coming out as well. Can they get this kill over onto the Vayne? Yes, they will be able to. Anti-Mage is just going to blink himself out here. Doesn't want to have to deal with this. Still a little bit of damage being pumped out here by Nyx. We'll be able to go ahead, do a little bit of body blocking, maybe get this kill over onto FMG. They use the dust too. They see DK Phobos, and now he's in a lot of trouble. The leap in from Mirana will be able to get that mega kill. Anti-Mage hiding around in the corner. They do spot him out over here, but they're not going to be able to go and hold him in place. Not with the duel down, of course, and with the Earth Spirit having very little mana.
Without those, I mean, with the Plague Wards build, Iceberg's really good at pushing, but when it comes to getting run at and dishing out damage in a team fight, it actually takes a decent chunk of time for those Plague Wards to really start adding up the damage. The Gale builds, I mean, it just would be it's just much better at fighting, and I think he wasn't expecting this kind of aggression so quickly from M19, because now his skill build has left him for quite a few levels without real damage in a fight. He's really good at pushing waves, and that's kind of where his strength is.
Double damage up and running on Iceberg here. They've just got to buy this anti-mage some time. If they can buy the anti-mage time, things are looking much better for the side of Team Spirit. But until then, we do see, Pikachu has been very, very aggressive. We're seeing, again, here in the bot lane, there's the Nightmare being thrown out over onto the Weaver. It looks like they... Oh, did they cancel out the TP? Yeah, I guess Nyx says, it's fine, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, and anti-mage's going to get found out in the jungle most likely. Smoke up. Did they see him?
They can get this jump. This is huge. Yeah, Funny goes forward. He finds the duel. Look at all this damage being pumped out. We'll be able to get this kill. The arrow comes in. Pikachu actually going to be able to get that last hit. Is going to get stuck here, though, in the cogs. Will be forced to...
oh, track comes online.
Yeah, there's the Fiend's Grip coming out. The dust comes out as well. That's going to be a very dead Funny.
Yeah, track coming online is really big there.
The kill on Anti-Mage, though, was, like, perfect. And it's almost like he didn't even see them. I'm not sure what the nighttime vision is for him, but, like, they definitely took a moment, thought about it for, like, 2 seconds, and then went in for the blink duel.
Yeah, I think that was just nighttime vision coming into effect there. And probably just a pretty good guess from Legion. Probably thinking, okay, we walked up, through this side of the jungle, and we popped over here, so he's definitely farming the jungle. He's probably farming this camp right here, and then just taking a guess and getting lucky. But with track online now, this is when Team Spirit can start really making space. They've got, level 2 ulti up on their Venomancer. They've got Veil. Clockwork has Hookshot. And again, most importantly, Track and Fiend's Grip are online. So this is when they can really, really start kind of finding those pickoffs, finding those really nice engagements, and creating space for their anti-mage.
All eyes on Funnick right now. He's got a smoke, and he's got a blink duel with someone's name on it. If they can figure it out, you may well go ahead, place down a ward. They'll have a little bit of vision.
Well, down bottom, they've got a track.
TP coming out from FNG, but they will be able to find the Venomancer, and they should be able to get nice duel damage off of this. There's an Ice Blast coming in, too, from the AA. They're actually not going to be able to finish it off for the duel, but they will get the kill.
Yeah, without the Veil amping up that damage, and the press the attack coming in from Funnick should be just fine. It's just so much damage, though. It's actually ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Venomancer's just so strong. So strong. I'm looking forward to the next patch. I'm sure all of us are at this point, because we've been seeing Necrophos and Venomancer in pretty much every single game. And if you're super unlucky, you see the Pugna as well as a solution. There's a nice hook shot coming in. That's going to be a very dead Nyx, unfortunately for him.
And track gold's gonna start adding up here. We get a almost 1,000 net worth swing from that one kill.
Track gold is so
Track
good.
gold is balanced. Track gold is balanced, guys.
So good. Used to be a bounty hunter in every single game. Pikachu will be able to take the top tower. Actually, the Cardi is the one who gets that off, but Funnick was waiting in the trees. Again, he has that blink duel. I'm loving this efficiency coming out from Funnick. Every time that he has duel up, he's looking for some sort of duel that he can take. In fact, he finds a nice stack over here, too, and will very happily take this.
I don't think he can take the full stack. There's too many magic resist creeps. So normally a big stack like that, you just chuck an overwhelming odds, but there's like 3-4 creeps in there that reduce magic damage, so he takes the big creep and happily walks away.
Now we do have a sentry thrown over here. Phobos.
Very deadly.
Yeah, they get the track off as well. Look at FNG, he's so speedy. Runs forward, throws it back with the kick. They'll still be able to get Muriel. Here's going to be a nice arrow. Doesn't actually connect, though, and they pop the Moonlight Shadow and a smoke on top of that, it looks like. We'll go ahead and run themselves in.
Oh,
Hookshot does not connect, but looks like FNG still trying to get the Dukes around. They've got enough damage, though. They should be able to get the kill. No, he's going to be able to TP himself home. That was very, very close. Too close for comfort, I think, if you're the Clockwork.
And Anti-Mage is about to get his Battle Fury. It's a bit late, but all things considered, not the worst timing in the world. He does have it now, coming in on the Courier. Does have to be careful of Funnick, though. Does blink out. And now Anti-Mage really starts coming online. He's got Lincoln's queued up first. So once the Lincolns comes out, he'll get himself his traditional Manta style.
Uh-oh. Looks like we've got some duels coming out here. Blackmail gets popped, but unfortunately DK Phobos can't actually click because he has the Cold Feet proc. So Funnick happily taking some more damage. He's up to 44 now in about 18 minutes. Life is good for this Legion commander. And I think this anti-mage has got to be feeling a little nervous right now. Does have his Battle Fury though, and his treads. But at the same time, the scaling coming out from Funnick is starting to get real scary here.
They've also got to be careful not to give up too many towers for free. Like, they need to start pressuring objectives of their own. Otherwise, this Battle Fury means nothing because ILTW will not be able to farm anywhere safely on the map.
There's a jump over here. They do have the dust. They're going to be able to take out DK Phobos possibly. No, there's going to be a nice hook shot coming in from SMG. We'll try to buy him a little bit more time. Ice Blast will connect over onto FNG. And now he should be able to take down Yume, but we have a sleeping bug over here on the other side. AA will be able to go ahead, pull that off of him. Funnick standing nearby. It actually cancels out his Blink Dagger. He's got the duel up and ready, but I don't think they want to go for this. Fiend Script's going to come out, though, over onto Muriel. They will be able to go ahead, purge it off. There's so much damage, though, coming onto Muriel here. There's going to be the Gale on top of it. Looks like, oh, they tried to get the denial onto him, but unfortunately it just wasn't fast enough. And looks like a tower gets taken. More space for Anti-Mage as well.
Yeah, I mean, he got a tower, and they didn't lose theirs. So, you know, they're starting to really come online. The early game pressure from M19 was really scary, but Team Spirit, they're holding fast. And aside from losing the bounty hunter there before he gets off track,
oh, smoke breaks.
Not really a bad trade.
The dust is a little late here. They still go for the they think about going for that duel, but then immediately FNG is going to be able to TP himself in. Blink Forward coming out from AM as well as he joins the rest of his team. All right, Anti-Mage starting to climb back up here again. Pretty good stuff. Rocket Flare does connect over onto these heroes from M19, but they don't have any sort of vision to realize that they are standing there. But more pressure being put down here. Iceberg going to try to take this tier 1 bottom. Pretty important tower, but at the same time, he does need to defend the tier 2 because we're seeing pressure being placed on that as well. Track gets lifted over onto the Legion Commander. And tower goes down. Iceberg going to be able to get the last hit. The roll in. Wow. Yume getting very, very aggressive here.
Yeah, Pikachu's hunting Anti-Mage in the top lane. Meanwhile, chucks out a couple arrows, misses on those, so probably going to rejoin his team in the mid lane. This tower, maybe dead? Probably dead.
It's going down. They've got the fort, but there's split pushing going on like no one's business here. We've got the Anti-Mage, of course. He needs to be kind of careful. Mirana knows that he's there. Arrow comes in. It does connect. Double damage plus a Starfall. That's a dead Anti-Mage. That's not what they needed right now. They do take the mid tower in the meanwhile over on the side of M19. Bottom tower, we're seeing lots and lots of Plague Wards that are going to get placed down here by Iceberg to try to take this out. There is an entire team making the rotation, though, so they need to be careful. They do have the track over on the Weaver, though, so they are aware that they're about to have friends. In fact, yeah, they jump in immediately. That's a nice hook shot coming forward. They're going to have to use the time lapse. They'll move themselves back here, but they're very much separated. There's going to be bugs being placed. Legion looking for any sort of a duel here. Needs to be careful because all of these Plague Boards are actually going to cancel out the Blink Dagger, and the rest of the team looks like they're going to try to run themselves out. They do lose the Clockwork, and I mean, they're just making space and time for Anti-Mage, I suppose, but Anti-Mage is dead, so it's not like he can do too much with this. I guess the bright side is there's no extra damage on Legion.
I mean, that is a bright side. The problem right now is that Mirana has 12,000 net worth. She's like 3,000 above both of her competitors.
Anti-Mage. He does get the blink off just in time here, Funnick. He's looking for it. They did throw out the Ice Blast on top of that. They'll probably assume that this is warded over here now.
Yeah, I think the pings have already come out saying, you know, I think this is warded. That was a pretty aggressive blink from just a bit too blind, and DP Phobos in bottom is
he gets taken down. They've been carrying dust, you know. They're really, you know, paying attention to the fact that there's going to be a bounty hunter running around this map. We need to be prepared, and he's just been living in their jungle for the most part, so they're being very vigilant about it.
Not only that, he's been living in their jungle by himself. So he doesn't even have the backup to really save him if things go poorly. You know, when you get supports and, you know, even forwards to invest in dust and sentries, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because on one side, if it doesn't work out for them, that's a lot of gold.
Oh, the duel. They jump forward. They put out the bugs on top of it. Don't really remember to put up the blade mail, unfortunately, but they don't need it. They'll be able to get that kill. Immediately, Funnick, he's going to be able to try to go around, put on the purge. They do have the Fiend script. They're going to have to go jump and try to cancel this out over into Viper. They've got so much damage over here. Should be able to go ahead, cancel it. They magnetize coming out as well. Viper will get taken down. It looks like now DK Phobos trying to juke himself around into the trees. Iceberg in a little bit of trouble too. He's going to get silenced up. They're going to roll forward, try to slow him down. This Weaver pumping out a ton of damage. Will be able to get his ultimate off, but the Lincolns gets popped over here. It looks like Nick's going to run himself back, and the rest of the team is going to try to TP out, although, oh man, the anti-mage shows up at the last minute and says, thanks for the golds, guys. Muriel trying to run out now as well. He's just so slow. There's a hook shot coming in from FNG, and they'll be able to get the kill.
That was a really big turnaround for Team Spirit. It started off, pretty bad. They lost the Clockwork, they lost the DK Phobos, but they res in time, and then, I mean, hey, you got 3 for 2, 3 for 3.
I mean, the anti-mage got a kill, and that's great. Like, anything that can get this anti-mage a little bit more gold at this time is definitely welcome. He should be getting, oh, they killed the courier. I don't know if he had, did he have his Manta recipe on it?
No, he still has it in his quick buy as something that he needs. So, not quite there. It's pretty close though. He's gonna have it by about 24, 25 minutes. Actually, he's gonna have it right about now.
This Legion was on the prowl. Thinking about Roche though, there are a couple pings coming out. I think they probably want to get a pick off before they go for this, although they know that the Venomancer ulti is down. It's gonna be up in about 42 seconds, so this might be a good time for them to go in if they're thinking. But they are tracked up now too, so.
And they have really, really good ways to keep eyes on Roche if that's what they want to do. Got the Rocket Flare. They are going to actually see with the Rocket Flare.
And Pikachu knows that he's tracked. Like, they're just not too concerned, I guess. I guess they figured they can take a really good fight here if necessary. Viper's standing nearby.
Anti-Mage is still bottom, still no Manta style on him. Actually, he does have the Manta.
Oh, hookshot comes in. FNG's in the middle of everything right now. Look at how fast he just obliterates. He just melts immediately. There's going to be the duel coming out here over onto Venomancer. They get the kill. Ice Blast comes in, doesn't connect that one. But that's it. They just, look at all the sentry wards that got dropped at the same time. That's not what they needed here at this Roche fight. All right.
The duel on the Venomancer was probably the fight losing segment there, because if he can't get off his ulti, he doesn't do anything. That's all of his damage. And so really nice target selection there from Funnick to just jump right on the Venomancer before he can start spamming out his spells, dishing out the damage over time. And Anti-Mage just a little too slow right now.
Funnick has a Shadow Blade now and a Blink. There is no one safe. Yeah. Blade Mail gets popped, gets the duel off. Nightmare comes out. It doesn't matter though. They should still be back and forth. He gets the kill. It does not get the duel damage at the very least, but forgot about that interaction with Nightmare. That's actually so clowny.
Yeah, and it's a really small window for AA to try and interrupt that too. Because like there's that 1 second invulnerability period, which is where you see it trading back and forth, and then like almost the instant that is over, it's when it switches back. So really nicely played from Viper there to at least deny the damage. But
do you think we see an Ags get built on this Legion just so he can get the, like, he's got a decent amount of damage already. He doesn't really need the help from anyone else. Plus he's got the Blade Mail online.
I mean, with the fact that it gives spell immunity now, as well as the plus, it's like 8 seconds or 7-8 seconds of duel. It's definitely possible.
I know it's situational. We've got the BKB picked up here too, which will also ensure that they can. Actually, no, because if Bane is in the vicinity, he can do the Fiend's Grip on it and goes right through the BKB. So I don't know here.
Yeah,
feels like that'd be kind of a value pickup, but yeah, Moonlight Shadow gets used. Looks like Funnick, he's spotted out quite a few people here. They will be able to go ahead, grab the Weaver, pop the Lincolns, and they get the kill. There's the duel, though, on the back lines here. Can they get it? No, it looks like Funnick going to be able to grab that win. Turns himself back around. He's looking at all this damage he's just slicing through FNG like a hot knife through butter. And the follow-up comes up now. Marana leaps forward, gets the kill over onto Viper. The TP coming out from Funnick. He doesn't want to be here anymore. Pikachu, he's got that Aegis. He's going to try to do as much damage as possible before he goes down. The rest of the team seems to be pincering They're gonna try to save. There's gonna be a nice throw over here. Rod of HS comes out. They get the kill over onto FNG, and Pikachu is actually gonna be able to walk away from this and just casually farms up a couple of wards on his way out.
Yeah, with that level 20 plus 50 damage talent, just so much damage, right? The damage comes out, and they just don't have anybody to tank up that damage while they dish out their own. So even though the Aegis gets popped there and it's like 4v1, I mean, Air Spirit was in the area, but pretty much 4v1. Just Pikachu, no fear, trusts in himself, trusts in his team.
Funnick finds an anti-mage. Look at this, he's out damaging the regen from this. If you're anti-mage right now, you've got to be so scared because this Funnick is just everywhere. He's terrifying. He's got a Shadow Blade. He's got a Blink. And, you know, he's just starting, you know, AM's just starting to catch up and farm with the Mirana here with about 14k compared to her 15. But if these things keep happening, if they keep feeding damage over here, and I say feeding very loosely because it's not like he planned for that to happen, but if they keep giving Funnick all of this damage, it's going to be so brutal to have to deal with him later. In fact, we get another kill over here. Yume's actually going to get taken down. We have a Nightmare thrown out over onto FNG. Mirana's still on the hunt. They will turn themselves around. Can they get this kill? Yeah, one last hit. Muro's going to be on a killing spree. That's not something that you hear Ancient Apparitions having very often.
And they need to start prepping for high ground. Iceberg needs to just start spamming out wards as much as he can, but I don't even know if they care.
Lincoln's just popped over here. Viver is going to be looking for the Nightmare or the Feeding Script. Arrow comes out, almost nicks Iceberg on the face. Oh, now we've got nice Funnick coming over. Nightmare's going to be down though. Legion can get a duel off. If she can get the vision, if she can find an opening here, she's going to take it. She can out damage this fountain regen. They do put the track over onto her.
They're just slowly chipping away at this high ground. With Anti-Mage coming up, though, they don't want to force anything. They're happy with the damage they got. Got tower down to like a third HP, so really, really nice slow siege, taking advantage of the fact that Anti-Mage is down and really abusing the level discrepancy. Legion level 20, Pikachu level 21. I mean, the highest level on the side of Team Spirit right now is Anti-Mage at level 20. Everybody else is like 3-4 levels behind them.
Well, he's been able to find the space to get the farming done. Blinks forward. Funnick again. He's on the hunt. He's got duel up, but
the accidental jukes. They expect Anti-Mage to come farm this bottom lane, but that's not happen.
Well, he did, but then he left because he figured that something must be up. So
he just really needs that Lincoln Sphere. He's got it queued up. It is the next item that he needs. So he is going to go for it. I almost think that Iceberg should get one too. He's got the BKB queued up, but I don't think BKB is going to be the answer. I really think Legion right now is their problem. All of the damage coming out, and the control from Duel is just so massive right now.
As long as that Bane's not nearby, because the Bane is definitely throwing a monkey wrench into Funnick's plans here, being able to throw out the Nightmare or, you know, that Fiend Script too, depending on who's around. And he's being very patient. He's waiting for this anti-mage, but he's gonna get baited if he's not careful. They do spot out though over here onto the side. There are 3 different heroes that are kind of waiting for Funnick to show up and try to get that duel. Meanwhile, in the top lane, anti-mage hanging out in the corner, realizes that Nyx is here. Doesn't really want to have to deal with him at this point in time. Ice Blast comes in.
There is an observer ward blocking.
Piranha's just casually hitting into the base. And while all this goes on, Funnick gets himself yet another kill. He does find FNG solo as everyone else goes running home, trying to protect the space. The arrow comes in, it lands over onto the anti-mage. BKB comes out, and there's just so much damage being pushed out over here. One more hit, they will be able to take him down, and Moonlight Shadow gets committed here. Looks like they're going to try to go after Bounty Hunter. They have the dust onto him. They just need to get up there. Ice Blast comes out. Yeah, they'll be able to get this kill. Legion actually finding herself another duel, sounded like, or was that just the courage here? We'll turn around. Viver just disappearing.
Yeah, I mean, this might be Rax at this point. 108 bonus damage on the Legion Commander. She's hitting for like 350 a pop, 360 a pop.
She just got so big.
And
she got, how many duels is that in the last like 32 minutes? Like,
it's a lot, Moxie.
It's a lot. It's quite a bit, yeah. You know, and also if you look at her level, so they got level 22.
Well, that's that.
There's the jump forward. Gets again another duel over onto the Venomancer, and he's out. They do have buyback over on the AM. They have buyback over on Venomancer, but you know, what are you really gonna do? AM just doesn't have the items that's gonna be able to allow him to defend comfortably, and Venomancer, he's gonna have to buy back, but
he doesn't have any. He doesn't have his ulti. Like he can spam.
He can spam wards, and that's pretty much it. But there's just so much damage. They should probably go back and hit one more time. Yep, Yume will be able to do it. Rolls himself back. Atos does come out here. He gets thrown around like a pinball. And they should be able to get that kill, but they did get the tower. Yume giving his life for the objectives here.
Yeah, I mean, Anti-Mage is neither tanky enough nor deals enough damage to be able to fight comfortably into this Legion Commander right now. Really nice pick from M19, just completely countering out what Team Spirit's trying to do. And now they've got a gem on Funnick too, so finding that bounty hunter is going to be really, really easy. Easy
duels, easy life.
And DK Phobos doing the not often seen Aghanim's build on the bounty hunter. This just lets your shuriken bounce around an extra time to all the track targets, but if you're only tracking 1 or 2 people a fight, it's really not that great. I haven't seen yet like the whole team get tracked up, or even I think the most I've seen is like 3, which is still a fair amount of damage, but I don't know if it's worth the Ags purchase.
Lincoln gets popped over in the mid lane. Looks like they're gonna try to get the jump over here onto the Weaver. Weaver will back himself out. There's a lot of people over there that I don't think he really wants to deal with quite yet.
Funnick's gonna pop the invis, but there's a sentry ward mid, so he doesn't want to go in there.
They need the detection because Funnick's just getting too many duels here. Double damage turn is available top. Looks like ILTW will be able to pick that up.
And it looks like
smoke.
Looks like Muriel is aggressively drawing in that Roche pit.
Oh, they get the track off, but that's a nice hook shot coming in here over onto Funnick. He pops the BKB, but look at the damage coming out now. It's kind of struggling a little bit. Ice Blast will come in. We'll be able to get the kill over onto FNG. And now it looks like the rest of the team, they've decided, all right, this is not where we want to be. Oh no, Veno going to be able to get hit right in the face with that ultimate. The BKB gets popped over here onto Pikachu, and it looks like Viper also going to go down. DK Phobos is now in a very bad situation. There's just too much damage to chase him out as well.
That might be another lane of Rax, and if it's another lane of Rax, they might even just call it GG. We'll have to see what they do here, but I think that's at least 1 lane of Rax going for M19. Maybe even Megas. Like, nobody has buyback. The only one that's going to be up is Clockwork. Venomancer doesn't have an ulti, even if he reses.
Anti-Mage just can't do anything against the rest of his team down. Yeah, they're going to just split it up. You see Funnick and Nyx just going right here for this bottom tower. We see the Mirana and the rest of the family over here just taking care of top. This is going to be Megas. They just can't do anything against it.
Go down too, with the Deso and all of the damage on Legion Commander.
I like how they just leave 1 hit over there. Yeah, they're actually going to chase them all the way back into the wall. Hookshot comes out. We'll be able to catch down 2 different people. The duel coming forward, though, here from Legion. There's a nice Nightmare trying to just buy him a little bit more time, but that's still going to be a dead anti-mage. There's a GG. Going to game 3, boys.
I mean, just that was really, really nice drafting and just really nice play from Funnick as well. Like, really nice pickoffs, and I'm gonna bring this back to Team Spirit putting DK Phobos on that bounty hunter. They didn't have a dedicated offlaner to really bully the Nyx and scale well. Bounty hunter didn't get track online until like 13 minutes into the game, and by that point, Funnick's already running around starting to get dual damage.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly happened there with picking up with the bounty hunter and how we saw a swap and things go on, but you know, I'm sure they had something in mind. It just didn't work out the way they planned. But GG, we're gonna be going to game 3, guys. Stick around.